My next guest, boy, I got a lot to say about this young man. Is a comedian, actor, director, television producer, filmmaker. He rose to fame with the critically acclaimed film Hollywood Shuffle, a satire depicting the trials and tribulations of black actors in Hollywood. He has a new documentary film out, Making the Five Heartbeats, about his journey to making the blockbuster iconic film, The Five Heartbeats. The movie premieres exclusively tonight, everybody. That's why he's on the show today, to get the word out. One night only in 500 theaters nationwide. Please welcome to Money Making Conversations, the incredible Robert Townsend.
Thank you so much for having me, Rushion. What's up, baby boy? Okay. Handle your business.
Hey, Robert, let's just go. You just gotta know how much I love him. When you know how important he is to my career. This is the first time, and every time I see him, I always hug him and say, "Hey, man, you're the reason I'm where I'm at today." He said, "Stop it, Rushion, stop it." And don't laugh this off now, because he knows. Because what happened was in 19 when I finished doing Steve's show, Me and the Boys, and ABC. I didn't have no agency. I was just out there just basically wilding out in the L.A. I was a comedian, and he hired me on his very popular WB show, The Parenthood, as a writer. If he does not hire me as a writer, I have no foothold in the writing business, because he knows how difficult it is for African American writers to even, especially back then, to even get an opportunity to write. And I always look at him and I thank him. I said, "Man, thank you, brother," because I wouldn't be interviewing him right now, because that's his MO though. He gives people an opportunity, and that's why he's had such longevity and such positivity in this business. And that's why I'm happy to have you on my show, man, just to help you out, help your brain.
Thank you so much. I just want to get this word out about the documentary, but here's the thing. Because you are the architect of designing and creating and building on stuff from a business perspective on the way down. So my whole thing is, this is my new documentary. It's about the Five Heartbeats. People, over the years love the Five Heartbeats. Over 200 million clips have been shared worldwide from this film. Mm-hmm. And so people ask me all the time about doing a sequel or something like that. I could never figure it out. Mm-hmm. But sometimes the stories behind the scenes are more, exciting sometimes than the movie. And this documentary is a roller coaster ride about how I made the Five Heartbeats. I saw close to 10,000 actors in open calls to decide on the four guys that would be in the film. Mm-hmm. It is my journey with the Temptations, because a lot of people don't know that, initially they think it's the Dales, they think it's the Temptations. In the documentary, I set the record straight. But it's a roller coaster ride, and it's like having a front row seat on the set watching this movie be made. And so I'm really proud of it, and it's one night only, Fathom Events. If they want to get tickets, they can Google roberttownsend.com, Making the Five Heartbeats. But I'm just excited to talk to you. So thank you again for having me.
Okay, cool. We're going to talk about a lot, though. You can slow down the energy, because you're not getting off the air. I got you for a minute. I got my man, Robert Townsend. So, I know you've been doing a lot of quick stuff. I can hear that little quick tone. Thank you. Bye. No, Robert.
No, man. I didn't know you. No, Robert. With you.
You're not going anywhere, my friend, because we got to talk about this and go more detail, but also that career, man, that has really influenced so many people today. But I want to let you know about what Rushion McDonald is doing right now for Robert Townsend. I got the link, and I got the social media post. It's on all my Money Making Conversation platforms, which is Facebook, which is Twitter, which is Instagram. It's going up on all my. That's already updated. Today also it will be updated on my Rushion McDonald fan club, which is Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And so with that being said, I got almost 1 million followers. So believe me, my friend, I'm doing my part, and guess what? I'm putting boost. I'm buying some boost on these posts, so we can just get it out even further. Because sometimes they just sit there, put that boost on there, brother.
I love it.
Because that's what we're supposed to do, Robert. That's what we're supposed to do, man. You're a friend, and that's why social media is a big game changer when we're out there trying to get our brands out there. And the only way it's going to happen. So when they call me and say, "Hey, Robert Townsend wants to know, people trying to get different media outlets," I say, "Come on, really? Robert Townsend? Okay, yeah. We booting somebody off the Monday show. Thank
you, my brother. I love you, man. Thank you.
And so let's talk about this, Robert, about the Five Heartbeats, because my program director, he went, "That's my favorite movie. And so why is it what? And then both of them, my project manager, she raised up her finger. That's my favorite movie too. And so,
I think people love the Five Heartbeats because there's some themes in that film that I think resonate with a lot of people. It's the rags to riches story. It's friendship. It's forgiveness. And at the end of the day, it's family. The five guys are at that, barbecue together, and they're still friends, and they're still with their women after all those years. And so I think it really gives people hope. And, and Eddie King Jr., his story, to go from, being a drug addict and kicked out of the group to finding God and getting his salvation, I think all of those things resonate with the audience.
I know he got kicked out because, he was looking good, had all the women. He had the voice, all the women. That's my favorite character. Because it wasn't too far away from the real dude.
Well, here's the thing. In the documentary, I talk about meeting David Ruffin and talk about, how David Ruffin really influenced me. And
Absolutely.
I met with him. And when I met with him, he was strung out. And I told Keenan, I said, because Keenan co-wrote the script with me, I said to Keenan, man, we got to help this brother. Let's still make him technical advisor, but we're going to get him in rehab, and we're going to pay for it. And then, it didn't happen because he passed away.
Right,
but it was just... so the documentary is really the journey, because it's my love of Motown and Detroit, and I'm from Chicago, but it's all that great music. And so, it's really I think it's a beautiful journey of an artist, and I don't think there's ever been a documentary about a black filmmaker who tells his story and tells it honest.
And tells it with this level of passion. So you got this idea, and you're in 500 theaters. How do you get your idea to 500 theaters, and then on one particular night, which means it's an event. This is an event tonight, everybody. This is an event. You're part of something special and something unique. How did that come about?
Well, the thing for me, I know your show is about business and being an entrepreneur, and I understood that there's an audience out there that loves the Five Heartbeats. So I went to Fathom Events, and I pitched my vision because they haven't done a whole lot of events, surrounding content for African Americans. So this was the first time, and I just kind of looked at a lane and said, "Hey, I think there's a big audience for this, and I want to see and test the frequency. I think we can make some money on it." And I did the numbers and broke down my PowerPoint, how many markets, how many times it plays on television, the Twitter followers, the Instagram followers, and people, they heard the pitch and they said, "Wow, we've never done anything like this." And then they saw the documentary, and then once I posted one time, I think we got close to 500,000 people that were engaged with one post. So then it's just been growing and growing and growing and just getting the word out. So I think as an entrepreneur, you got to find a lane, you got to look at the lane, and then, you take a piece of content like the Five Heartbeats and say, there is still an audience for this film, and it all just kind of lined up. They saw the vision, and I think the documentary is really good, and I'm excited for people to see it tonight.
Cool. Will you be making any physical appearances at any of the screenings?
You know what? Here's where everybody is. If you're in Philadelphia, John Canada Terrell, who played Flash, is going to be in Philadelphia. If you're in New York City, Leon and Harry Lennox are going to be in New York City. Wow. And if you're in L.A., I'm going to be in Century City with Michael Wright Tico, Deborah Lacey, and then that's Century City. But if you're in the hood, then that's on Crenshaw. That's Baldwin Hills. Hawthorne James is going to be there. He said, "I'm staying in the hood," and so because he might dangle some people out the window playing Big Red.
Absolutely.
So he's down in the hood, and so we're all representing. Everybody's trying to share the love today.
On the phone, Robert Townsend, the incredible Robert Townsend. When he comes back, I want to talk about that first appearance on HBO. When I first discovered him, and he blew me away. Meteor Man, which I feel should be a sitcom. More with Robert Townsend. Hi, this is Rushion McDonald. You're listening to Money Making Conversation. I feel so special. He's on the phone to promote tonight only. Screenings in 500 theaters nationwide. Making the Five Heartbeats. His journey to making the blockbuster iconic film, The Five Heartbeats. He started out as an extra. And he's an idea guy. I'm going to tell you something, Robert Townsend, who I'm speaking to. Robert, I'm going to tell you something. You amaze me, man. when I look at my life, you played so many important roles before I knew you. Because here's something really interesting. When Hollywood Shuffle came out, I was doing radio in Houston, Texas, and he had an assistant who I still love today, Charlie Jordan. She was on my show. And I contacted Charlie Jordan. I said, this movie, I love this movie. What can I do to help promote this movie? Because you just struck a nerve. You struck a nerve back then. You struck a nerve today. How because you know how to connect emotionally with your fan base. That's a gift. Talk to me about that.
You know, love what I do and I love my craft. And so when people look at something that I've created, I've gone through at least 15, 20 rewrites on any. If you look at the 5 Heartbeats or Meteor Man or working on stuff like Baps with Halle Berry or Holiday Heart with Ving Rhames and Alfre Woodard, I really take time to really develop the material and make sure it's right. And I won't stop until I get perfection. So, I believe to me in life and business and anything in life, you got to go the extra mile. So I think when people see anything I create, they know I've gone the extra mile.
Okay. It's the 25 years, Meteor Man. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I saw this movie. Been a fan. Been a super fan of this movie. I'm going, why isn't this show Disney? Why isn't this show, now today I've said, why isn't this show on Amazon Prime or Netflix? Robert, please help me with this show. I love this show, Meteor Man.
Well, you see, you speak in life right now, so it's probably going to happen, because here's the thing. I never have repeated myself.
Yes, sir.
Everything I've ever created was unique and different. This is the first time with this documentary on the 5 Heartbeats that I'm revisiting any kind of body of work that I've created. So I think that, I may do a reboot of Meteor Man, but there's so many ideas in my brain that I'm trying to get out, that I'm getting out, not trying, but getting out. And I think that right now that's kind of where my head is at, just creating new art.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. This is the first black superhero family. This with the Meteor Man. If you have not seen this movie, please watch this movie. It's very entertaining, still very super relevant today. It was Black Panther before Black Panther. Let's go and be real. It's gonna be real, and there's a lot of famous people in this, a lot of famous voiceovers in there. Chris Tucker named one. It was voicing a lot of things in that. It's very open. I haven't seen the movie in years, and I still remember how impactful that movie is because 3 movies this young man has done. I say young, Robert Townsend. Hollywood Shuffle made an impact on Rushion's life. He made me want to be a promoter because I was trying to find him so I could promote his product. Okay, then he comes back with Meteor Man. When I was writing on the show, that's when it came out. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, wow, this is so, this is good storytelling because it was so relatable about an actual family that was superheroes. But they had these skills, but they still had to deal with the family issues, which is kind of like Black Lightning is today. I'm just letting you know, he's done it. And everybody's kind of like replicating what he's done. His show is really Black Lightning, okay? Meteor Man. Okay?
Well, you talk about Up and Away on Disney. Up and Away, I had the superhero family. Meteor Man was me with my powers by myself.
Oh, that's right. That's Up and Away. Disney. Up and Away. Absolutely. I apologize.
No, all good. But you know what? They got me getting ready to go on television. I'm going to have to walk out of here. I just got to give you heads up because I'm doing KTLA in 2 seconds.
Okay, cool. When you don't worry, just talk to me about you directed the second episode of Love Is. And
Love Is for Oprah's network, and we just got picked up for another season. It's created by the amazing Mara Baraka Keel, and I just had it'll make you fall in love if you haven't seen the show. It's about her relationship with her husband, and it's freaking amazing. And then, as a matter of fact, I'm doing a reoccurring character on Black Lightning, and I'm directing one of the episodes. So your instincts are right again, Rushion. So it's like lovely.
Okay, so you recently given the Icon Award, Motion Picture Association of America, Icon Talks. Talk to us about that before you get out of here.
Well, the thing is that this organization, was honoring different people. They honored, I just felt really honored because, the highest, because Harry Belafonte was honored the same time with me. So it was just, my body of work. I shared the evening with them, but I just felt like I still got a lot of work to do. Like when you say young man, I still feel really young. Like
Absolutely.
the Black Enterprise gave me an award, an Icon Award, the other, like a few months back with John Lewis. And I was like, I can't be in the room with John Lewis. This man is still fighting the good fight. So I got to step up on my game and do a lot of work. But I just want to say thank you for taking all this time. I don't mean to rush. They got running me into the studio now. But I just want to say, today, I just want to let the fans know, if you're a fan of the 5 Heartbeats, go to the theaters today, one night only. It is Making the 5 Heartbeats, and you won't be disappointed. It's a beautiful journey with a filmmaker and how I made that movie, the ups and downs, and it will inspire you. And if you're just an entrepreneur, because I know that's what this show is about, you'll see, a muscle being used like never before to create something out of nothing.
Robert Townsend.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, my brother. I will talk with you.
Let me keep promoting.